Previously on Twin Portals.
The silver waves of justice broke the wall of the faithless, unleashing a torrent of chaos from beyond. They awoke into a city unraveling and unstable, with allies reporting that imposter versions of Scoot, Ilka, Lark, and Zay were guiding refugees toward the Concord Jewels to escape. SWOJ pursued these fakes through the crumbling citadel, facing shifting gravity and red frog-like horrors that lashed out, mauling Scoot in their frenzy. At the Jewel platform, the imposters were unmasked as illusions cast by more frog beings. SWOJ had a reality-bending throwdown before the monsters escaped and the Jewel crash-landed in the depths of the Spiral Cavern. The battle is over, for now, and the smoke is beginning to clear.
Well, where we last left our heroes, the four of you were rolling out of the remains of the Concord Jewel. Scoot was kissing the ground. Lark was valiantly brandishing his rapier and calling out for justice.
As bowing, flourishing my hat.
As like the guts of Sid Squid's prawns just like drip off of you and your hat oozes.
Did we still have those on us? The prawn stuff?
Well, Lark did some prawn diving.
Oh, that's right.
I was deep into the prawn.
Yeah. You did the slumber bag.
Yes.
Yeah. But everyone's kind of in rough shape in this cavern, so nobody's judging. Ilka and Zay, what about you guys?
I'm amazed, a little stunned, trying to get my bearings.
Yeah.
Not sure what just happened to us, but
Yeah.
we are all alive and breathing, and I like that part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look around to see if I see Arcturia, my sister.
You don't see Arcturia. You see the Trollskull Irregulars. You see many soldiers from Neverwinter and Waterdeep. You see refugees from the Radiant Citadel. And off in the distance, sort of in the direction of the main tunnel in and out of the moonhole of this cavern, you see your friend Shaleheart the Bulette, who has been helping the soldiers widen out the tunnel in and out of this cavern so they can get more people in and out more easily.
That job had to get done like that, right?
I mean, it was a high priority.
Yeah.
What, turn and a half?
Yeah.
Shaleheart could
As big as
move.
Shaleheart is.
Yeah.
She's got all of her kids there, too, and they're all helping
Oh.
out. Yeah. All the baby Bulettes.
I mean, if you need a moat, now's the time to ask.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah. So you all are invited by the leadership here, by Renair and others, to ride with them somewhere safer, somewhere more like home, to
Yep.
Waterdeep or to Neverwinter. There's caravans getting ready outside to bring people to safety.
Have Waterdeep and Neverwinter resolved their differences?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as of at least a month ago or 2 months ago.
Nice.
They when the masks stopped being involved, and the chasm emergency happened in Neverwinter, the conflict kind of ceased. And it became more about these mercenaries that got in between everything.
The chasm emergency.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
And who did?
There's going to be a lot of that this episode.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, 30 episodes ago. Oh, yeah, right. Who did
Going
we
home.
leave up on the spiral jewel thing?
The Radiant Citadel.
Radiant Citadel.
You left Zelipharn behind. You left your kobold buddies behind. Many refugees. Sholay.
I mean, not on purpose, but
You took and many of the ripples as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and Little Joan.
Little Joan's back there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
But the irregulars are all with us here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
and we think they may be able to return. They would just be on different Concord Jewels, arriving in different places.
Presumably, although things were pretty crazy back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might get eaten by an aboleth
Or a frog thing.
or a frog thing.
Or other mysteries untold. But yeah, no word from them where you are. So, where would you like to head to?
We've been invited by Renair and the other leaders to follow them to someplace safer.
Yes, their first offer is to take you back to Waterdeep. Since there's people there that are waiting for you.
That sounds great.
Yep, I'm into it.
Okay.
I'm just further away from this spot.
But Zay,
essentially.
you seem thoughtful about this.
I think if we make it to Troll Skull or our Citadel, what's the name of our...
The Shard of the Moon.
The Shard of the Moon. They're connected now. Is that true?
Well, you had a teleportation circle being built in the basement of the Shard Rest when you left, which was months ago.
So it could be...
Mhm.
Could be. Yeah, I think Waterdeep seems like the place to go.
Absolutely. We haven't been back in a minute.
Let's say hi to Tega.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. So you hop on a caravan with many refugees from the Radiant Citadel, and the Griffin riders are soaring above you as you make your way southward. It's a few days' trip. It's fall time. The weather is brisk. The sun is shining. Scoot, please make a Constitution saving throw.
I wonder why.
Well, I wasn't raging because I've been resting for 2 days. That's 17.
Okay, it's a bumpy road, Scoot, and at one point you feel very, very queasy, and you let your lunch go on the side of the cart that you're riding on. But, it doesn't slow you down too much.
Puke and rally.
Yep. You guys have been through some stuff, so nobody judges.
No more exhausted. That's right.
Yeah, you all have time to rest on this trip, so your levels of exhaustion are gone.
I hold Scoot's do-rag back so that it doesn't get in the...
True friends.
It almost did, too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's a long do-rag.
I'm playing some Zub thumping on my concertina.
Wishing I still had my little pendant that allowed me to connect with Zelafarn. Zay's pretty concerned about the folks we left behind.
Yeah. Some people stay behind to rebuild Amphale as well. Like many of the refugees are given space in Amphale to start to homestead since the whole city was kind of razed.
Oh, yeah.
So that's nice. As you're traveling on the road, a couple days in, you start to hear reports like messengers by pigeon or on foot come to tell the assembled leadership that there are portals opening up occasionally around the Sword Coast. Mysterious portals. Sometimes nothing comes out. Sometimes monsters come out. Strange monsters, the likes of which have never been seen. Occasionally. The source of these portals is unknown.
That I knew. That part I knew.
You knew that they were unknown.
I knew I didn't know.
I imagine that somehow this is our fault.
Why?
Just a thought.
Doesn't occur to me. It's portal season again.
You make your way past the southern end of the Mare of Dead Men. You're pretty close to Waterdeep at this point. Scoot, please make another Constitution saving throw.
Well, that was landed on top of dice. Even less than the last one? 13.
Okay. Scoot, you are feverish for the rest of the trip, like peaked fever.
Yeah.
Dysentery?
It's almost like you start to feel like old wounds might be opening up, like you're itchy all over and kind of like it's not good.
I don't talk about that.
It's very obvious to anybody who looks at Scoot that he is pale and unwell.
And his wounds are opening?
Yeah. A little bit.
Scoot, you don't look
More
good,
like
buddy.
I'm fine.
This is like scurvy, bro.
I've gone to school with this. It's okay.
Does anyone have any limes?
I will take a lime.
It tastes good.
Anything lime flavored. Yeah, I'll do it.
I use Balm on the summer court on him just to see what happens, see if he looks any more refreshed.
What does it feel like? Like, what's the flavor of the balm today?
It's a little back massage.
Oh, nice. So it's less of like a lavender or mint and more just the sensation of having your muscles relaxed.
Yeah.
Cool.
Icy hot.
Yeah. It helps momentarily, Scoot, but
it
as the
burns and
night goes
cools
on-
at the same time.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if it did anything. But I like it. Thank you.
you have a rough night.
Just checking. Is this a continuation of last episode? Like he was cursed with something, or is this new stuff that's happening to him?
Oh,
Well-
that's a good question.
Roll Arcana.
Notice
We assume it has to do with the multiple hits that he took from the frog people, but I'm not sure that we put that together.
18.
Yeah, you glean that the wounds that are opening up on Scoot are particularly the wounds that he received from the claws of these frog creatures in the battle. They don't seem to be healing; they seem to be festering.
Gotcha. So
and like the heat is worst.
the long rest is not enough to fix whatever.
Yep.
I think it's a
Gotcha.
classic portal allergy.
And from your experience with magic, you know that it's magical in nature. It's not just like a regular old fever. It's some kind of malady,
Scoot,
magical malady.
Is there anyone in our group that we may have knowledge of this kind of thing? Like if we describe the creatures?
A couple clerics might have some information, like the folks that were healing the refugees.
I go
Good.
to speak with the clerics to describe the frog-like creatures that we found or encountered.
They say that they've heard reports from other refugees of these frog-like creatures as well, but they have no idea what's causing the maladies. But other refugees are also sick.
Oh. Mm.
Another timely storyline, Matthias. Thanks.
What? None on this caravan, but on others. So, as the morning rolls around after that rough night, you see the gates of Waterdeep up ahead. You see the eagles flying, the familiar sound of the ocean waves in the distance, the giant stone statues looming up over the city. And there seems to be the precursors of a celebration underway. There are purple and silver banners out. You realize coming home that it is mid-Marpenoth. It's close to the Gods' Day, which is the halfway point of Marpenoth, which is a celebration of the gods and the city surviving this time of troubles about 150 years ago. So folks are getting ready for that. There's bonfires burned all around the city for that celebration. But once you get into Waterdeep, where do you head to?
Troll
Troll
To
skull.
short rest?
Yep.
All right. And when you get back to the short rest, you see dragons perched overhead. It's bustling. There you see a bronze dragon and a gold dragon just sort of looming up on the roof. You see the front door open as you approach down the road, and a spectral figure, this figure of Leaf, your ghost attendant, kind of welcomes you to the front door of the house
Yay!
from outside.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Hi, Leaf.
We're
He
back.
waggles his eyebrows at you.
What sort of condition am I in? Am I
You are still very, very feverish.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right?
What you just kind of saunter in, or
Yeah, I wave and I head up to where my room used to be.
as you get inside, you see that sitting waiting for you are a few people. Grim and Esfel Wavesilver are sitting at a table with a candle burned low. And also Taga and Simon, your dad is home.
What?
Yeah.
That's been a bit.
He looks weathered, like he's been on a long trip.
Yeah, I'll do them.
And they each give you guys, the four of you, hugs, and they're very, very glad to see you.
Yay!
Are my parents there too?
I'm afraid not. Neither are
No
yours.
growlins. That's for the best.
Leaf has something to tell you.
He pulls out a genealogy scroll.
Mari Povich pops out from behind the bar.
And your parents, Scoot, are like, you seem unwell, son. You need to see a cleric.
I need to see my bed, I think, for a little bit. And if there's a cleric around,
Well, Oranax is upstairs, the gold dragon.
I'll say
yeah.
Oranax a cleric?
I'll say hi.
He has healing magic.
Great.
Oh, all right.
I'll help Scoot up to
I want to
Oranax.
accompany him as well.
Okay.
And we're worried about you.
I'm getting there. I'll make it. One more step.
As you're going up, Squidly is there as well. Squidly came with you, and he's kind of getting his stuff into a room for himself. And he passes a letter. He said, "Leaf told me to give this to you. It's a letter from the masked lords of Waterdeep. They want to see you all tonight at 7 bells
I
at
groan.
the palace.
How many bells is it right now?
9
We're late.
in the morning.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. All right.
So actually 19 bells, I
19
suppose.
bells. We got 10 bells to wait.
Yeah.
You know, I forget the conversion, and every winter they do it differently.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we have some bells. Sounds like
Yeah.
before we
Is
have to be there.
Is it bell light savings time right now?
I always lose track.
Yeah.
Is
it
it-
is.
so it's
How many
so it's
turnips do we
9 or
need in
11.
order to-
So I thank Squidly.
No problem. And he goes to get comfy. Up on the rooftop, you are greeted by Melifarn and Oranax and a couple of other dragons that you don't recognize. Some of them are in human form. Some of them are not. Oranax is not.
I'm sick and my wounds are opening up and I'm climbing to the roof.
Yeah, it feels great up there. You can see so much of the city from up there, even in your bleary state, in your road weary state. It's really nice to be back on the roof of the short rest. Sally is there as well. She's flying back.
Nice.
Yeah. And Oranax takes one look at you, Scoot, and shapeshifts into his dwarven form and walks up to you and says, "You are cursed." my friend.
I've been feeling that way.
Yes, hold still, please. This will take only a minute. And he holds out his hands.
I try to continue the explanation because that's how much of a time lag my brain's on at this point. It all started.
Whoa, 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 whoa. And you're bathed in this light, this golden light. And from your wounds, these 4 little wriggling creatures, like little tadpoles,
That I don't like.
Gross.
shoot out and die on the ground.
I like that.
Step
Yeah.
on him again just in case.
Yep.
I was worried we'd have to chase him down and catch him.
Yep. It was gross. It was like pulling leeches off yourself.
Were
From
they
So
inside?
worse. Yeah.
were they the color of the 4 frogs?
They were red.
All red.
Mm-hmm.
Red, wretched little.
Thank you for taking out my inside leeches.
He says, yes. I want to know where you obtained these creatures.
Could perhaps somebody else explain? Tired.
We
Yeah.
we fought frog things on another plane of existence.
Every time someone says something right on point.
We were chased through many, planes of
Yeah.
existence.
And I think what happened was somebody broke the wall of the faithless, and so these monsters started showing up.
Who would do that? Kelimvor?
Yeah, I think
Probably.
I think Kellenvor was involved.
Yes.
Clearly things are changing in the world of gods, but that's beyond me or in excess.
Maybe he just got tired, Wall's a lot to maintain.
And I'm sure he had to listen to people complain about it all the time. Blah, blah, blah. We don't like the wall.
We love the wall.
Trying
We
to
hate
break
the
it.
wall.
Yeah, don't break it, break it.
I had a similar sentiment when I was watching the horde of dragons for years.
That's
I bet.
centuries or years.
Yes. I can only imagine what Kelimvor felt like. Scoot, you immediately feel better. Like
Yay.
your fever symptoms are gone.
Cool.
Just like that.
Nice.
Yep.
Cider?
Yeah, I was really sure it was scurvy, so I was going to hit the bar for limes. But
I mean, I now have a taste for limes, so I'm kind of.
Uh-huh. You all have the day ahead of you at this point.
Gin o'clock.
Gin o'clock.
You haven't had like a brunch mojito in a long time.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
I was
man.
wondering, if the hole in the wall was nearby. Does that still exist?
Oh, yeah. No, it still exists.
Well, do we not have food at the short rest?
We should probably eat
You definitely
Tega's
do.
food.
Yeah,
In
I want to
fact,
eat Taga's food.
If you head back downstairs, you notice that they're actually gearing up for a party at the short rest. And
Ooh.
Taga explains to you all that they knew you were coming, and so they've scheduled a party for tomorrow night to celebrate your return and your exploits. And everyone is invited.
Yay!
It's going to be a big one. She also...
My social anxiety just gave me one level of exhaustion. And that might be a real thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That might be exactly how I'm going to describe it in real life from now on.
Yeah, it does trigger some memories of the fireball a long time ago. But, you're all much more canny this time than you were when it was level 3 the last time you had a big party.
I think so.
Or less even, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, we should get 6 parties. Because
One
we're
for each
9
level.
now.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were to like qualify your life in terms of tiers, you'd say you've advanced about 6.
Yeah. Well, math is hard, but yeah.
Make sure Zardos is invited.
That's fine if he's not.
What
I
about-
think he's busy.
What about Vincent? Pop across the street and tell him there's a shindig going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know what happened to Vincent in the Radiant Citadel.
That's right.
Yeah.
While you're all downstairs, Taga also mentions that Olcoria Stone Marrow finished up the teleportation circle just recently in the basement.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
I want to troop down the stairs and look at it because that sounds exciting.
Yeah. It's magnificent. There's a lot. They've kind of like remodeled the basement. It used to all be kind of cellars and alcohol storage. Now there's a big space cleared out with kind of like preparatory tables and tools and things around this big Stargate-like circle that's on the ground. Flat. with rooms. It could easily fit a couple dozen inside of it.
Dang.
Oh,
So,
speaking my love language now.
yeah.
Did we put a sauna down here or a hot tub?
That's in the back. Yeah, it's
Yep.
like kind of behind some boxes. It's still back there. It's
Because
been
the
used recently.
sewer pipe sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sewer
yeah,
pipe
yeah.
sauna.
There's also like Mordecai Gralhoun's old lab,
Yes.
like way in the corner.
Yep.
Like in the walled off section that you don't tell people about.
Yep.
Yeah.
How's the equipment closet, the magic item closet?
You got to check it out. It's
I
all
like-
still there. The Stone of Galore is like left out on the bar, like behind the counter, like up high on a shelf.
That's right.
And a few other things are there too, like random knickknacks and trophies. But all your gear is still there.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Nothing got added to it. I consider it an investment, so I'm assuming dividends are coming. No.
Huh?
Like the irregulars glued googly eyes on the stone or something.
Yeah.
Well, they've actually
Just like the Mr. Potato Head effect.
Yes.
yeah, no, Taga doesn't let them. They probably tried to, but no, she kind of swats them away.
They're like are they like teenagers now?
They are, yeah. They're in their mid-teens. Yeah. Because Nat is actually a member of the Griffin Riders, like
Yeah.
a recruit, and Jenks is studying to be a wizard. So,
A great wizard.
yeah, that's where they went off. They went off to their respective quarters, their barracks, to check in with their superiors.
Nice.
So, yeah. So, what do you do with your day back home?
I'm gonna search around trying to get information about the people that we left behind. Like
Okay.
if there's been any, like where the refugees popping up. Maybe getting information from Oranax about how people can heal from the curse that don't have a gold dragon at their disposal. So we can share that information as I'm also asking about the refugees.
Yeah, because if it's anyone who got scratched by those frogs, that's a mounting list.
Mm-hmm. Oranax explains that it was a simple remove curse spell.
Oh.
Simple, I say, as an elder dragon.
Sure. Simple for him. Okay.
He cast it as a cantrip.
A powerful cleric could help, I think. Yes.
Powerful cleric.
He thought Band-Aid shaped thoughts at you.
Yeah.
Right. However, I worry with the way those creatures looked. If it progressed too far, it might be too late for some.
And what would happen?
I haven't studied their anatomy enough to say for sure.
But they might turn into a giant frog.
They might burst out of one's chest and run screaming along the floor, for all I know. Not to be too gruesome about it.
That would be
Game
horrible,
over,
especially if
man.
we were all yeah.
In these situations, sometimes the only answer is to nuke the whole place from orbit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
It's the only way to be sure.
How long have the portals been happening?
Since your confrontation at the Radiant Citadel, are you asking Oranax?
Asking Oranax, yeah.
Pondering? He says, we haven't seen any here in Waterdeep yet, but for the last few days.
Okay.
Is what I've heard
Right.
from the pigeons.
What's the situation with the Zentrum in the city?
You want to go find out? Oranax.
Well, I was
doesn't know.
asking Oranax. Okay, he doesn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there should be like a vacuum with no Nancy.
Yeah. I was just curious. Okay.
You can you got time today if you want to go investigate.
Or maybe I can. I can think. I can ask. Who else what do we need to check on while we're here?
Is Lyral Silverhand back?
No sign of her.
No
There's
sign of
Vincent
life.
Trench
Yeah.
across the street. What about the herbalist? Was it
Thala Lefelier.
Thala Lefelier, yeah.
Yeah, they're still in business.
Right across the street as well.
Oh yeah,
So we could talk to her
booming
as well.
business.
Or we could ask Tega.
Mm-hmm.
Go downstairs and ask Tega.
About the Zentrum?
Yeah.
She says, I don't know. I try to stay away from them, to be honest.
I'm having a harder time believing that now. I feel like there's more shadowy mastermind going on in my mom than I
Roll
thought.
insight, Scoot.
All right. You know what? You've not been doing good for me, so I'm going to pick a different die. Oh, insights. I have a +1. It's 18.
Oh. She kind of winks at you and says, I don't know about that, but your father had an encounter with them recently.
Oh, all right. I don't know if I picked up on the wink, so I immediately go start catching up with Simon.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
He explains that he was on a merchant voyage years ago and was shipwrecked and went through this series of amazing adventures in a sort of odyssey around the ocean
Oh.
west of the Sword Coast before he finally made it back home with the help of some Zentrum agents, some helpful agents, he says, like piratical sorts of people who helped him get back. People who were sailing without official charters, so to speak. Eventually he made it back to Luskin and then from there back home.
I think that the piracy stuff, that one I would have picked up on,
Mm-hmm.
like with my sailor background. So I
Mhm.
probably was able to decode that. But Scott can't, so tell me.
He says also it was really interesting. When he was getting close to Luskin, there was this huge tidal wave that almost washed the whole city away and it bore their ship into the harbor, but then it just suddenly dissipated out of nowhere.
Is that like any other rogue wave you've ever seen?
No, it was huge.
By how big of a factor? Like, just
100.
Oh, okay.
Is that what I said last time? I don't remember.
I don't remember. That's why I'm asking.
Maybe
for
100 times larger than any big wave I've seen. It was massive. It
Wow.
washed the city away, and then suddenly it was gone. I think it was divine intervention.
That was
He
us,
thinks we're
right?
divine.
Yeah. Okay.
We are divine.
Trying to remember.
I was half a frog a little bit ago, so I'm not making that claim yet.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, I happen to know that the new leadership in town for this interim, and they brought me back. They checked in with the new folks. They call themselves the Doom Raiders. Are you familiar?
Oh, yeah, we know them.
I've heard the name before.
They've been a local establishment for years, and I think they're just sort of starting to call the shots. There's a power vacuum now.
Yeah.
You know who can fill a power vacuum is a power band.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Where's the headquarters of the Doom Raiders?
They have a public-facing office. You've been there before. The last time you were in Waterdeep.
Oh, that's
actually.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just walk down the street, you'll hear it. It's 11th Street.
Yeah. So that's what you know. It's now, noonish. 12 bells.
So we've got
Seven bells.
7 bells.
I wish that was fake.
You hear a clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop outside. And you see a horse whom you recognize. He's still in the same horse body. He's got like
Wow.
daggers and armor, and like his eyes are glowing faintly yellow.
Whoa.
I feel like
He's like-
everyone leveled up way
He's
harder.
like, hey
than we
guys,
did.
Terry.
welcome home.
Terry.
Are the daggers like in him? or-
No, like stowed
Strapped.
along his near his hooves.
Terry, you
a
look
baby
like
knife.
a badass.
Hey, thanks. I've been working on it. You guys look great too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Can you really hold those daggers with your hooves?
I whip him out like whatcha, and he does so, and it
Whoa.
like flies out of the sheath and like thuds into a log nearby,
That's amazing.
bullseyeing a
Scoot's
plant.
so happy. In my head, there's neon.
I go retrieve it and I put it back in
He
it.
says, "Thank you. That part's really difficult, so I appreciate it."
Totally troned out horse in the middle of everything else is normal.
Terry, what have you been up to?
Oh, just keeping the city safe. Someone's got to represent SWOJ while you guys are out.
Amazing.
Yeah, couldn't ask
SWOJ
for a
appears
better.
in LED.
He's wearing like you see it like on his chest, sort of a hauberk.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
amazing. It's so good to see you.
You guys too. You heading anywhere today?
Well, eventually we have to go to see the Masked Lords at 7 bells.
Yeah.
You
that-
mean 19 bells?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because we missed 7 bells. That was a
Sure.
while ago.
7 bells.
I just have a hard time with Neverwinter time.
Us too, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been
19 bells.
It's been a struggle since we got back.
Well, but in the meantime, what else is going on? Who should we go visit? Who should we catch up with?
He says, "Man, you guys have been gone for so long. There's a lot of folks that have still been around. No sign of Layrel. There's a couple missing masked lords recently. But I mean, overall, the city's been in pretty good shape aside from the war. But that's over now, so
Aside from the war.
no new Xanathar that I've heard of. So that's good.
Yeah, that's good news.
Is Mr. E staying busy? Has he been in town or is he
Haven't seen him.
up north still?
Haven't seen him.
Okay.
What about that guy who was our competition across the street? Is he still?
Oh, he's doing great.
Yeah, we helped him before we left.
Yeah, you gave him some startup money.
Yeah.
That was it.
I should go see how that's going.
Emic Froon, I believe is his name.
Yeah.
Froon's
Yeah.
Brews.
Froon's Brews.
Bruins Brews. That's right. Told you it's going to happen a lot.
You guys had your brunch drink. You could have an afternoon nip. before you
Yeah.
go.
I think that's a great idea.
Mhm.
Yeah, hangover doesn't start till you stop drinking, right?
And Emic is happy to serve you whatever he's got. And he's got good food, lots of bar munchies.
Can he make an eggs Benedict? How's his hollandaise sauce?
He can make the eggs. He doesn't have the sauce. It's not that fancy.
Any port in a storm.
It's
Eggs
pretty
on
oily.
toast.
Yeah,
Do
pretty
what I
oily.
mean.
Yep. Oily and salty. That's more of his fare.
What do you do with all our money then? Didn't
I mean, the place is doing great.
Fixed it up.
Yeah, it's in really good shape.
Sometimes people
Popular.
don't want eggs Benedict. They want oily and salty.
Yeah.
They want pub
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sort of like the greasy spoon to the short rest, which is more like the cultured place where dragons hang out,
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
Fish
Yeah,
and
peop-
chips.
well, okay, so it's 15 bells. You got 4 hours before your meeting.
4 more bells. What can we squeeze into 4 bells quick?
Let's try Vincent Trench.
Okay.
You knock and nobody answers.
And peek in the window. Peek through the Venetian blinds.
The blinds are drawn on the inside.
Can't you lockpick this thing?
Yes.
I could dimension door inside.
Let us
You
in.
guys have
Let us
options
in.
now.
I with tons.
Yeah.
That's why I'm laughing so much. Like I could just bent those right here and break off the front of the building.
I mean, how much do we want to mess with Vincent Trench's
Like,
place?
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like dimension dooring into his home.
I knock.
Who knows where you'd end up, really?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I knock and say, "Hi, Vincent."
No answer.
I tried.
Okay. Well,
You don't even hear like the soft jazz coming from inside. There's nothing.
Oh.
maybe he was on the part of the Radiant Citadel that got bit off by the giant aboleth.
I was gonna say, did we try the door? Is it locked?
It is locked, yes. But like you could easily break it just by hand, you think?
Yeah, but I don't. That's. I'm trying
Like
to
it's
respect
loose.
his privacy
Yeah.
here.
Sure,
So,
sure.
Like if it's one thing if it looked like it was open or something like that.
Yep.
So this is where I'm choosing to be lawful.
Nice.
I jot him a little note. SWOJ was here, sending love, and slip it under the door.
Nice.
It's a lot less ominous than SWOJ was here.
Yeah.
With a broken window, although that would be he'd know.
It's on a brick.
Taped to the brick.
You're so good at making friends.
Me on the tape.
Yeah, do we just go through them all? Let's go visit the witch.
Oh, let's go
at
see
the
Phalo. She's
harbor.
right. She's right here.
Yeah, I guess. Are we still banned from the yawning portal?
That's
Oh,
right.
man. It has to have been long enough.
You'd
Let's
think.
go and
think
jump down it.
We have to go find out.
To the yawning
To the
portal.
yawning portal for
To the
dinner.
yawning
Yeah, we're
portal
going to the
for
yawning
dinner.
portal for dinner.
You get there, and the front door is there's actually someone at the door. It's Bonnie, one of the bartenders.
Yeah.
And she sees you and says, "Hey, you're good timing. Durnan heard you guys were in town, and he just told me to let you guys in if you stop by again." So,
Oh, the ban has been
congratulations!
They took our pictures down
You
from behind the bar.
yeah, finally earned it back.
Is it permanent or just right now?
Well, we'll see. I
Okay,
guess.
that's fair.
I break anything.
I clean my boots off and I walk in.
All right, it's dinner time. It's packed. There's a lot of adventurers in town right now.
You hear a llama winning in the back.
You hear a strange music coming from the well in the center of the yawning portal, as if
Oh.
from deep underground.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Just a sort of
Hey,
soft
Bonnie, is this new?
shawm of some kind of. Yeah.
If I peek over, can I see?
No, it's dark down there.
The Turkish sham was the predecessor to the bassoon.
Is that what you tell Bonnie or the SWOJ?
The Zerkish.
That's just a fact that I can't keep from speaking when I hear anyone talk about a sham.
And when I hear that, I take it to the bar and I say it to somebody and then I order a cider.
Yeah, nobody's phased. I mean, weird things happen in that well. But they give you cider. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Durnan kind of nods at you gruffly.
Nice to see you, Durnan.
He puts his hand on his great sword hilt.
Thanks for
I
Pats it.
pay the money.
thanks for letting us back in.
Hey, do you guys still carry that berry drink?
Hi.
Yeah. Bonnie brings it to you free of charge.
Nice.
This one's on me.
Is it because it's expired?
It's been back there for 3 years and nobody else buys it.
She uncorks it. It's syrupy.
Zay pours it on ice cream.
2 ingredients.
Zay, in the music in the yawning portal, you hear a strange voice on the wind that just sort of like nobody else hears this, but you hear something saying, "Come home to Undermountain." It's on the melody. You feel like it's only for you, since nobody else seems to be registering it.
Do Arcturia never mentioned so we kind of went to Halaster's, or a memory somewhat of Halaster's lab.
Some kind of lab.
Yeah. Did that have do I have any recollection of the Undermountain?
No, not really. Not at this point, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a mojito and a berry drink in, so.
Okay. I say, Ilka, isn't that like a lovely, and like the lyrics to this, I've never heard this song before. Are you familiar?
Scrunch up my purple eyebrows, and I say, I don't actually hear any lyrics.
And I sing a little about coming home to the Undermountain.
I think that one's just for you, Zay.
Huh.
I don't hear any lyrics either.
And Three Strings the Bard kicks up one of Ilka's tunes. I'm not sure which one. One of them, one of the many from the years.
Mhm.
And the whole crowd sings along. They all know it well.
Amazing. I Well, like shrugging into an old coat, I swing myself up on a table and join in, probably before I've even noticed I'm doing it, because this was a stamping ground for me, and that was one of my songs.
Yeah. And the crowd goes nuts, and Three Strings jumps up with you, and it's a raucous time.
Amazing.
Roll perception, everyone.
Ooh,
16, Ilka.
22.
2.
Crit fail -1. So
0.
0.
You are starstruck.
What is happening to you? They have 0 perception. What's going on? That's fascinating.
26. But
Like your
also, I
eyes
want to
are-
know what he's doing.
Okay, so
Eyes closed.
Lark, I assume, is up on the table as well, like dancing and doing cartwheels and just
Yeah.
loving life.
Yeah.
The full
Just-
Marion Pippin.
This,
Yeah.
totally.
Nice.
I mean, as you recall, when Scoot and I shared a place to live way back, I had an Ilka poster in.
Oh, yeah.
So that's maybe it. Maybe a little
Under the-
I
starstruck.
admired
Well,
that poster.
I guess that he has gotten so starstruck that he's doing acrobatics that maybe he shouldn't. And like he ended up upside down and then he stood back up in that moment when the blood goes funny places and you're not even friends with reality. I think that's where he's at.
Yeah.
Right at that moment,
And Scoot,
Scoot and
I'm
Zay.
like, hey, I think I hear something.
Yeah,
Will
you
pay
hear
close attention
7
for
bells
me?
ringing in the distance.
Oh, shit.
Outside.
Yeah, I hear it.
Sorry, 19 bells.
We have to go. I just heard 19 bells.
19 bells? We were supposed to be at the Masked Lords.
Can we
Like now.
summon Terry? Can you get us there fast somehow?
Yeah, how do you
as our
summon
super
Terry?
driver? I still have his card somewhere in my
But
my
we don't have a
pouches.
sending stone.
I know. Wait, I have a sending stone.
Do you?
Yeah,
With Terry on the other end of it?
I don't know. I have his card somewhere.
It'd be awesome if they're all connected.
It's a-
Terry,
it's a
the
party
Zuber driver's card. Here it is.
Oh my
Can
god.
we contact him?
Yeah, what do you do? Like you wave it in the air? Step outside?
Yeah, I step outside and I start reading to my sending stone the information on the card.
Okay. It is pretty dated at this point.
Yeah.
But as you wave it in the air, there's like a rumble, 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 ka-ch, and a lightning bolt strikes the ground next to you all. And you're pretty sure he wasn't there before, but Terry comes sauntering up, cantering up and sauntering, as if he just arrived on a bolt of lightning. You're pretty sure he didn't, but maybe he did.
Did you just arrive on a bolt of lightning?
No, what?
Where did you come from?
I'm just fast.
Your tail is
Holy
smoking.
smoke.
You're amazing.
He says, hop on, everyone, and he
Okay.
punches down.
Can you get us to the Masked Lords?
Hold on tight. It's going to be
What floor?
a bumpy ride.
Okay.
And you all pile onto Terry's back. It's very crowded. You're like, who's on the back end? I'm not sure. Maybe Scoot?
Scoot.
Yeah, just keep the weight.
Which,
and,
by the way, sucks because it's boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
and Terry picks up some speed and then leaps, and like there's a crackle of lighting in the air, and he leaps onto a rooftop and bounds from rooftop to rooftop
Whoa.
across the city.
This is the way I was going to go.
Yeah, bringing you to the palace pretty quickly in like 20 minutes.
Oh, so we're just 20 minutes late
just
for the Masked
yeah.
Lords?
20-ish.
Oh, no.
Well, we get there, and I set my cider down on the steps.
It's still in your hand.
And the guards welcome you and are like, "You're late. Please come join us."
I just say, watch my drink.
Say, "Very well, sir."
Thank you.
We are class acts.
And you're brought up to the Council of the Masked Lords, where it's not just the Masked Lords sitting. There are many other people there. There's Renaer Neverember.
Oh, no.
There is Jarlaxle as himself, with his eye patch and everything.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And
Representatives of the Sword Coast Alliance.
Yeah.
There are representatives from Baldur's Gate there as well. A couple of dwarves, a couple of elves.
Everything you say, I just keep thinking 20 minutes late.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my anxiety
And,
right now.
it's like real quiet in there when you all walk in.
As we stumble in.
People checking their watches, doodling on a paper.
The leadership of the free world.
Scoot hiccups.
It's one of the sand timers. It's almost empty. Like, oh, no.
We told you we weren't the right people
like
for this.
Down. And they say, "The silver waves of justice. You made it. We must speak now, quickly.
Okay.
All right.
We're here.
Quick?
Time is of the essence."
Oh, that's...
Ramalia Haventree is addressing you. She's there as well.
Hi, Ramalia.
Repping the Harpers. She waves. She says, "I'm glad you've been able to celebrate a little bit, but We have to know what happened at the Radiant Citadel.
We tell them.
In song
Song
and
form.
dance.
This is what took us so long. We were practicing.
Roll performance. Roll performance.
Scoot's gonna roll that performance then.
Wait, all of us? Oh, dear.
If you're joining in.
I'm joining in.
Sure. I'm going to clap poorly.
I had 13. Not too bad.
Dirty 20.
What is happening with my
14
dice?
for Scoot.
Lark gets a nat 20.
Yep, plus 5, so 25.
13, 14, 20, 25.
So I had a crit fail and then
Wow.
Yeah, dirty
and then
20,
crit.
Ilka.
Mm-hmm. You keep perfect melody and perfect time as you give them the entirety of season 2 in about 10 minutes. A lot of metaphor, but they all get it,
Okay,
you know?
that's amazing.
Um,
It's all blank verse.
It's like Don McLean ballad style.
Mm-hmm.
uh-huh. So they say, so it sounds like the threat is not contained and we have no idea what's coming next.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
that would have been a faster way for us to say it.
Not how I
Sorry
would
about
have
the
put
sorry
it,
about the song.
but it's true.
And we don't know what's going to happen with all the spirits
No idea.
at the wall either. Because now the dead can go wherever they choose to.
Yes, that is the choice that someone made. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, thank you. They say. You notice that some of them have little hip flasks and they've been hitting it a little bit while they wait.
Look, this is a stressful revelation. I can't blame you.
They say, well,
Scoot taps his nose.
we didn't just call you here to grill you. We also wanted to thank you for your efforts in protecting the cities of the Sword Coast, especially Waterdeep and Neverwinter. And Renair gives a toast, and Jarlaxle does as well. And they say, we want to thank you by giving you this. And Romalia holds out this scroll to whoever wants to take it.
I take it.
And on it, you can see it says, Letters of Charter for the Guild of the Silver Waves of Justice.
We're a
Nice.
guild.
Yeah. And they all nod and say that you are recognized as an official guild by the authority of the Sword Coast Alliance of Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, Luskan, and their allied states, blah, 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 blah. They hereby confer upon the 4 of you and your associates the license and privilege of the Guild of the Silver Waves of Justice, and henceforth you may travel, recruit, petition, and act as official agents of goodwill and order throughout the Sword Coast.
And justice.
And justice.
Wow.
Yeah.
You amend with a pen.
And justice.
They nod. Gives you the benefits of the network of guilds, gives you the benefits of recruitment, petitioning rights if you wish to speak to a noble or a lord,
We're no longer lawless hooligans.
franchising rights if you want to open a side.
Chaotic Scoot is back. Can we transfer this for a sum of money? Just asking out of curiosity.
No, there's no monetary value explicitly,
But,
but I think you'll see the rewards.
guild membership dues.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're also guaranteed safe passage and limited judicial immunity if you're acting in the interest of the people.
Wow.
My
Oh.
goodness.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That's so cool.
It makes our t-shirts much more valuable.
Yeah.
You should probably make a list of all the people we give t-shirts to. Put them on the chart.
There's going to be counterfeit ones out on the street by the time we leave.
Seals or some kind of way of identifying yourself besides t-shirts, unless that's what you choose to use. In which case, yes, you will need to have some sort of officially designated
T-shirt.
Well, the
T-shirt
t-shirt
for
should
actual
stay.
members.
Like embroidered patches.
Yeah, there has to be something. Signet rings or
Yeah.
wax seals,
Tattoos.
tattoos. Wow,
Well,
this
that-
is amazing. Thank you very much.
Of course, and everyone nods and gives you some light applause.
Golf claps all around.
They're all ready to go home for the night. It's late.
I respect
However, if you guys have anything else you'd like to say to them, the leadership of the free world before you leave, you're welcome to.
What's your hope that we'll do with this new letter of charter with the guild for the Silver Waves of Justice?
Romalia says, based on your actions over the years, we trust that you will use this to, fight evil and promote justice wherever you go. So we hope for the betterment of all of our homes.
Yay! Great. Okay, thanks.
It's not always a straight line there, but eventually we get there.
We try.
We,
We try hard.
all just kind of catching different edges of that morality map,
Yeah.
But yeah, generally for the good.
What do you
like it.
think about the decision to break the wall of the faithless?
Oh, did you explain to them that you did that?
No, but I think we explained that it was broken.
Okay.
In the passive voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. They say we'll have to speak with our scholars and maybe perhaps the wizard Blackstaff to find out the ramifications of such an action. This could throw everything into imbalance in the multiverse. Souls are powerful things, and now they're all over the place.
What have you heard about these portals that have been opening up around the Sword Coast?
We've heard of monsters emerging from them, including strange geometric shapes, frog creatures, tentacled beings, chaotic things from, we believe, the far realms.
Is this helping to unite the land, like one common cause?
Oh, they look at each other and they're like nodding. They're like, yeah, we feel pretty united right now.
We're set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any idea where the 2 disappeared masked lords went?
No, we don't. Do you?
No. Do you know where Lyril is?
We don't.
Okay.
Do you know where Mr. Zyagi is?
Who?
Mr. E's master, Mr. Yagi.
Mystery? Mystery's
Mr.
master? Is this a metaphor?
No. Never mind.
Oh.
Wait a minute. He was running the Dragon Council or whatever. You don't know Mr. E?
No. Oh, sorry. They would know Mr. E, I suppose. Yeah.
That got real
That Mr. E.
awkward for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Mr. E.
All of us are questioning
Sorry,
our reality.
Yeah.
I ran it together. Mr. Period E.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the masked lords all nod and say, "Oh, that fellow. Yes, yes. Yeah. That guy? No, haven't seen him."
Okay.
Captain Dragon Piss is what I call him.
Hmm. Yeah, he was a bit delinquent on his duties, but
Okay, you've heard of him.
mhm,
Okay, we're set then.
mhm.
Well, is there anything else that we should know about what has happened since we left Waterdeep?
We'll keep you posted, they say.
Okay.
You just arrived, so feel free to, go rejoin your friends and family.
Yeah, we're having a party tomorrow night, and everyone's invited,
Yeah, Jarlaxle waggles his eyebrows.
except for whatever those little mechanical creatures were called. They are not invited.
The
Nimblerites.
Nimblerites.
Nimbleright, yeah.
But yeah, the rest of the Masked Lords, you can also come.
We won't even know if they're there.
We
right?
won't even know if you're there.
They nod mysteriously.
Nice.
Mysterious nods.
Mhm.
That's right.
Well, this is very exciting. Do we need to file any additional paperwork, or is this letter the only
There'll be
thing?
more mailed to you.
Okay. I figured.
Yeah, there's certain tax obligations.
Yeah.
We have to get an EIN and
Yep.
Should probably hire a manager.
Yeah.
accountant.
Yep.
Ugh. We'll see who Fail is using.
That's a good idea.
Check out what the neighborhood rates are
Yep.
Well, thanks,
For the-
Masked Lords.
for
They
the
salute you
mathematicians.
as you leave.
Sorry we were late.
I was drinking.
Yeah. And Jarlaxle says, "So was I."
Yeah.
So
In fact, my drink's out on the step. I'm gonna go get it.
it's still there when you get back.
Yeah.
Follow Scoot.
I probably don't even think about it and just take a little sip.
Is Terry still out there?
He is. He's waiting for you.
Terry, we just got news that we're officially a guild. Would you like to be our first official member of our guild?
He says, "I would be so honored."
Yes.
Wow.
We get
It
tattoos.
felt pretty real before, but now it's like something different. Now it's like recognized in the eyes of the courts. Amazing.
It's like it was before, but with paperwork.
That's also what I heard. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
waive your dues for the first month.
He says, "So are you going to have like a guild leader, or is it going to be like a collective effort, or what are you thinking?"
I don't know. We just found out about it.
Democratic
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
council?
have to talk about it.
I
Yeah.
suppose we have to have a board of directors.
Oh,
You don't have to.
Oh,
You're pretty free.
oh.
Okay.
Nice. So we're not a nonprofit. Excellent.
Yeah. Well, he takes you back to the short rest.
No, we're
Let's
up
see whether
for
it stops.
justice.
Nice.
401z.
Amazing.
And you all get a good night's rest? Or just stay up partying?
Love that.
Probably keep partying until the headache hits, and then
Mm. Okay.
like soft partying.
It's been a day too, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm ready
Mhm.
to check out my
Yeah.
dreams.
I had like a 4 tadpole surgery
Yeah, that's a good point.
at 3 bells. So
And you sleep eventually. Zay, you're checking out your dreams? Looking for anything in particular?
And I'm just kind of connected to that aspect of like plane walking, and just like sometimes I feel like I get kind of close to what my memories were, and kind of trying to connect and maybe meditate on the Undermountain, and if there's anything that comes back from that.
Yeah, you do hear a lot more noise in your dreams. Like there are many more voices out there in the ether calling out to you. It's sort of a subtle undercurrent. You don't recognize them, but you do eventually, thinking about the Undermountain, hear a voice, a very cool and calm voice saying, "One sibling freed, 5 more and 9 years remain." And then you see like a billowing red cloak for a second that morphs into a sheet of cloth with many, many eyes on it. And that's about the extent of your dream related to Undermountain.
Creepy.
It is a little
Cool.
creepy. Yeah. But you've seen weird, many-eyed things before, so it's also not like the most jarring thing.
And it's in a dream.
Yeah.
Which makes it better or worse?
The next day arises with Sally calling out in a pigeony way, "Coo, coo, 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 coo." Yeah. And everyone's getting ready for the party tonight. So you guys have another day if you'd like to help out or go run errands. It's up to you.
Did we ever bring back that submersible?
Yes, we did.
Mhm.
We'd return that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the only thing on my to-do list.
The apparatus of Qualish.
I think
Yes.
we'd have been
3-year
cursed
overdue
into
library book.
oblivion if we hadn't.
Yeah. All right. Well, the night of the party is at hand as the day goes on. And everyone shows up as the sun is setting. There's your families, the Troll Skull Irregulars. From the teleportation circle downstairs, Antediluvian Jake warps in along with Anna Jane Flipflap. They were not on the
Jane
Radiant
Flip-Flap.
Citadel. Some of Floon Blagmar shows up. Pinker buys you all a round of drinks.
Whoa.
Salutes you in his pinkery way, wearing Scoot's durag.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you guys do during the party? Like, are you just kind of mingling, or do you have like anything you'd like to highlight?
I'm probably enjoying just helping out with all of the regular menial tasks.
Yeah.
Firewood, polishing tables, getting crates out of the cellar, things like that. I'm probably just really thrilled with dusting right now.
Fantastic.
I'm flitting from group to group, just giving out hugs.
I have been putting out feelers throughout the day of anyone who's done Ilka covers in my absence. And so we have musicians trotting in the full range of amateur to professional doing covers.
Even the Doom Raiders show up, and they're playing as well.
Nice.
Like, they're there for the music, not for any other
Perfect.
ends, as far as you can tell.
Yep.
And Lark is telling tales of the adventures of SWOJ, and each version gets a little bit more elaborate and
Amazing.
yeah,
Antediluvian Jake parks next to you with his obsidian tablet and just starts jotting down your story
outstanding.
to keep a record. Yeah. Sid Squid shows up. He saunters in,
What?
serving crab cakes to everyone. He was in the refugee group and is happy to serve. You don't know where he got the crab from.
I was just
but
wondering that. I was
Yeah.
like trying to picture the coast
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like it.
Zardoz Zord shows up.
Zardoz!
Oranax and Melifarn in human and dwarven forms.
Zardoz, Scoot really wants to hang out with you. Go say hi.
He does.
I'm
Throws
busy.
his arm around you.
I've been
Scoot.
working.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. And he steps in to help run the bar.
That's cool.
it's a busy
I'll be
night.
in the back chopping celery,
Oh. Ding, 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 ding.
making tuna fish or something.
Yeah,
tuna
yeah.
salad.
And Ramali is there. Volo shows up. Volo Thamkadarm saunters in and starts telling his own tall tales, kind of opposite Lark, kind of competing with you in sort of a rude way, but he's all smiles.
My head peeks out through that kitchen window. Volo's here. Back to chopping carrots,
Yeah.
making vegetables.
And you have a lovely night. Towards the end of the evening, Jake and Anne Jane go up to the roof, and they invite you all to come with them.
I follow.
Okay. Yeah, it's like 1 a.m. maybe. And there are fires burning all around the city. There's a huge fire at the base of Mount Waterdeep because it's the God's Night, and that's what people do. And they burn things to remember their loved ones. And they invite you all to throw something into the fire that's on the roof of the short rest tonight. The Oranax started a fire with his flame breath, and the two of them they each have like these soul gems, and they throw them into the fire to burn them.
What do you throw in? Like, what's the idea?
Something that means something to you, or something from a loved one.
Hmm.
To remember someone, or to remember a memory, remember an event.
Right to the deepest part of my inventory from how many years?
I'm going to take out the unopened package of Rowan Crook's trading cards
Mm.
and throw them in the fire.
Awesome. They crackle and burn as the plastic melts away.
And I catch a glimpse of a super rare Rowan Crook's trader right before it burns to crisp.
Alternate art, super foil, and it's gone in the ether. You're free. And actually, Antediluvian Jake says a few words memorializing the Jolly Gents that died in the original attack on Manchun and the original Rowan Crooks. He says a little eulogy, kind of under his breath.
I'd take my hat off.
Yeah. And then Anne Jane performs a little ritual, and Jake jumps in, and you recognize it, Ilka, as Graalhund magic. It's the ritual that your grandfather Mordecai invented to bind souls to objects.
Huh.
And you realize that they are binding their souls to their own effects, like Anne Jane to a knife and Jake to his tablet, because this ritual it's effectively stopping them from being like liches, like undead whites,
Oh.
and now they're more in the state of half-life, similar to you two.
Yep.
So, yeah. There's a moment of peace.
Antediluvian is soul bound to his tablet?
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Yeah. They don't want to be immortal anymore.
I unsling my concertina and I play one of my grandfather's songs that I have never played. And let the music be part of this process.
Nice.
Mm.
Scoot and Zay, do you guys throw anything in?
As I'm digging through my pouches, I find a mushroom that was left over from our visit to the Feywild, and I throw that into the fire.
Awesome. It smells delicious.
I
Smoky.
I take my Jolly Gents outfit that gave
The
me
whole thing?
+2 to stealth in wooded areas and gave me that joke to play with for so many years.
Yeah.
And I take it wherever it was stowed. I don't think I've had it on for a while.
No.
So I just put that in the fire, and I remember all the times that I was so weirded out in the Feywild, but just trusted that we would end up back here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm doing.
That's nice. That's really nice. Ilka, do you throw anything in? Or do you just play music?
I think
That
I
can be
play
a thing
music
too.
for this one.
Yeah.
I play music that is not part of performance. That music that hasn't really been heard by other people.
Like stuff that you premeditated on, or sort of the feeling?
One of my grandfather's pieces, and then I think one of my own pieces that is not something I would have played for anyone else. And let both of those go.
Awesome. I have a question for you guys. You all have a moment to reflect as the night goes on into the wee early hours of the morning. And the question is, where do you see yourselves over the next few years? Where would you like to live? Who would you like to be with? What would your goals be? I'd like to just go around and talk through that with each of you, one by one. Who wants to go first? You can take a second.
I think Scoot would just still be here. I
Mhm.
think Scoot's intention would be, Adventure's going to come up occasionally, but I probably don't want to be gone that long again. So I think Scoot's focus would be on just sort of fortifying what we have here, Troll Skull, working with the guild stuff now, learning more about that.
Mhm.
And I mean, just being available for things, but mostly I kind of want to stay grounded now.
Yeah.
That's enough sea and air and space for I don't need to go seeking it out. I'm not afraid of it, and I'll go do it if needs to be done.
Yeah.
But I think I'm good just hanging out now.
Mm-hmm.
Working at the short rest.
Short rest. What was the restaurant side of that? Oh, that was the short rest. Short rest and
Spirits, wine, and juice bar.
Spirits, yeah.
Or juice.
Or juice.
Or spirits wine or juice bar, yeah. And just chilling out, hanging with Tega and Simon, telling stories. Kind of Kvoth in
Sure.
all the
King
parts of
Killers,
real
yeah.
time from King Killers.
Just polishing the bar.
Just, yeah. Well, probably doing more things than that.
Well,
but,
yeah.
the occasional cleaning out of his sewer or
Yeah.
stuff like that. So,
Plenty of stuff to do.
yeah, just staying busy, staying local, getting off the radar for a little bit.
Nice. Building those connections.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely be interested in Tega's shadow work at this point. Like that little hint. I'm probably trying to get some idea of what her history actually is and what more skills she has to teach.
Cool.
So,
Who's next?
I feel like Ilka has been using the last 4 years as avoidance. That there's a big grandfather mission that started this whole damn thing that's probably worth digging into. And dancing around the Sword Coast and other planes of existence, but not just facing head on that there are demons in the Growlhunds, and I need to go figure out what all that is and why I got brought back. So I think that should be a point of focus for Ilka.
Do you know where you'd like to go, or just see where that thread leads you as you pull on it?
I mean, to the basement of the Growlhunds, if we're looking for a physical location. Metaphysical,
Yeah.
Something happened 100 years ago, and Ilka just has scraps of details.
Mhm.
So starting to piece that together.
Cool.
Because it was big and bad enough that my grandfather turned on his own moral code and turned on everything he was part of with these demons to break from that and put Ilka into 100-year sleep dead coma so that she could enact something after all that.
Yeah.
It's probably important. And instead I was like, oh, but a band of adventurers, I'll go do that. And I'll figure out this family stuff later. Now it's like, it's time. I should get into
You got
that.
everything you need now to
Yeah.
piece it apart. Cool. Who's next?
Well, Zay signed a literal deal with the devil.
It's true.
So, spending the next 5 years seeking out her siblings, figuring out her past, which luckily gives her the opportunity to do exactly what she loves, which is seeing new places, meeting new people. I mean, she would love to do that with the other members of SWOJ, but that's how she'll most likely spend her time, probably heading to the Undermountain as her clearest next clue, bringing that locket of the wizard.
The
No.
Wizened Wizard.
Yeah.
As another clue as to her past and finding out more about and freeing her siblings.
Mhm.
Perhaps trying to find Arcturia out there somewhere to see if she also wants to help free them.
Do you think you'd launch into that right away, or do some solo journeying and studying first, or only do it with your friends?
I don't see Zay doing anything on her own. I wouldn't do. She wouldn't do it on her.
Maybe
on
find
her own,
new friends as well. Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Zay finds new friends
Everywhere
everywhere.
she goes, yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Every single person she meets.
So that's not going to be a concern.
No.
Yeah.
Cool.
There was a whole group of halflings under the giant statue.
Yeah,
Under
that's
the God
right.
Hand, yeah.
The God Hand, yeah.
Yeah. I could
The were
hop
ferrets.
over to the. And it's by the hole in the wall, right? It's on the other side of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
still have a menu from there in my pouches. I
I
wonder if they
was
still
like, you
have a
pulled
good
that out.
brunch.
You pulled a hole in the wall out of that was years ago. Nice memory,
Yeah.
but no, it was just it was on the menu in your pouch.
Yeah. No, I did remember, but I also have, a menu
Amazing.
from there. Yeah. For some reason, the hole in the wall just made so much sense for a halfling establishment that it stuck.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think for Lark, starting as a runaway, living with his friend in this crappy apartment above the splintered stair, dreaming about, comic books or comic broadsheets and fantasy stories, then to have actually experienced it, traveling across the realms, fighting in battles, getting disintegrated, spending years in the Fae, wandering, and finally to return home. I think he realizes after all that time how awesome all of that was, and he would continue to do that.
Sorry, that's
So
really
like immediately, or like focusing on adventure, or focusing on the new guild of SWOJ, or
I don't know. I feel like if he works with the guild, I think he would be excited about that.
Mhm.
But he would definitely be excited on the adventuring part of it that might wind up in an exciting story someday.
Cool.
You're really great at recruiting for SWOJ too, so that feels like it could be
Yeah, maybe that's true.
Secondary.
like through your
Yeah.
adventures.
Yeah, through the adventuring. Yeah, that
you
could be a
acquire-
secondary.
yeah.
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 Take a level in marketing,
Yes.
marketing and outreach.
Yeah.
but also
All right.
insight. Maybe don't recruit without us.
Hey, zombie army's still an army. You know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Fantastic. Well, you guys share some of your dreams with each other and your memories as the night winds on, and the sun starts to rise, and you're kind of bathed in that red light. And it's very peaceful. Finally, for a change.
Can we have someone bring us up some tea?
Oh yeah,
Or we could go down arm in arm and get some tea.
Oh, fair.
the party is still going on downstairs as the sun comes up. And as you're about to head back downstairs again, you hear a crackling sound ahead of you. As the blustery autumn wind picks up a little and whips around the rooftop, the fire goes out all of a sudden. And a shimmering portal opens up directly in front of you, the four of you. A teal green colored portal.
Ooh.
And a tendril slithers out of it, like an abolithied tendril, probing the air like a tongue. And then it retracts into the portal with a psychic wom, as a second portal opens up behind you all. So you're kind of in between these two portals. And this one is rose gold colors, and it kind of gently pulses and revs up. And then two figures step out of this golden portal with their, one riding a unicorn. You recognize them as Lyrian the unicorn, and Laurel Silverhand atop the unicorn, holding her hand out and like closing the green portal in front of you with some kind of magic.
I say, it's okay. They got him out of me already.
And they step through. Laurel looks like road worn. She's got several knives. Her robes are like tied back. And they both wave at you, even Lyrian with her hoof.
I run to Lyrian.
Layrol.
And for a moment, you're framed between these twin portals before they both dissipate. And as you stand ready, the multiverse is ahead of you, waiting. And that's where we'll call it.
Hey!
Nicely done.
Twin Portals is produced and edited by Scott Hebert. The adventure is created by our Dungeon Master, Matthias Valero, and the rest of the Silver Waves of Justice are played by Kendra Carlson, Beth Brophy, and Justin Peck. Thank you all so much for joining us as we told our silly, serious tales of Season 2. We've had so much fun continuing the adventures of SWOJ, a tale we started back in 2018. This chapter break is the perfect time to shake up the format, and that's what we're going to do. We'll have more information here and on our YouTube channel in the coming weeks. Change is scary, but we are excited. Scott Hebert is a fiscal year 2025 recipient of a Creative Individuals grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board. This activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board, thanks to a legislative appropriation by the Minnesota State Legislature, and by a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts. Thank you to Leland Campana for use of his song Avernum as our theme song. Thank you to the Teatro Zaccone, Mary Fox, and Jody Chiava for their support. And once again, thank you all so much for listening to Twin Portals.
Is this still on? And you level up. Oh, nope.